Welcome, welcome, ladies and cocks. We are back for the 4 millionth time. Um, yeah, just welcome back. There's a lot of crazy shit that happened now with the teams. So if you don't know what happened specifically in the last tournament, Nash and Arcadia ran it back. Arcadia this time getting the Grand Finals MVP, and if I'm not mistaken, Amethyst took the MVP. Crazy enough, I think we've only had one champion also be the MVP. Just because you got to think about like how difficult it is to like make a losers bracket run because like some losers bracket runs go so hard, so fast, like they go so crazy and wild. So you know, I had to consider that a little bit. Never mind. Spectate delay. Speed. I want the game to load, like end as soon as possible. I don't give a damn about quality. Quality doesn't do shit for me. So Brandon Amethyst ended up getting second, and Amethyst took MVP, and honestly, very well deserved. Albeit, Brandon was definitely the one who played the best during Grand Finals. No disrespect to Amethyst, still an amazing player overall, but it was kind of just that Bryn really like set them apart, and then when Bryn faltered a little bit, it kind of fell apart because Amethyst was playing really good throughout. She was getting constant like 480s, 2 3 stocks a game. She was doing really well, but it was just that fall off from Bryn who was basically doing 600 the whole set that kind of, you know, turned the favor back in the favor of Arcadia and Nash, who ended up winning the whole thing again. Um, then we have Kaya and Koji, who I'm impressed. I don't know how they got third, especially Kaya, because like, this is what her like second time in top eight, maybe. I know it's Cody's first time in top eight ever, and it's just impressive to be honest. In my opinion, it's just very impressive to see a team like that, flourish so well with like having Kaya really not do much damage and Koji neither. But I guess the spacing, the neutral game, they have everything pretty much knocked down. So there's that. In fourth, we have Thatch and Barraza, who I mean, I think this is the second time straight where they've lost to Brennan Amethyst. They just can't beat Brennan Amethyst at all. So it's very unfortunate for them because they're beating finalists pretty much every time. Then in number five, we have Ragnar and Dust. Played really well, but couldn't get past that Brennan Amethyst team. That team pretty much tore through the entire losers top eight bracket. Core and Patrick, they could not get past Thatch and Barraza, oddly enough, which was really or no, they couldn't get shit. They couldn't get past freaking. Had to have been Thatch and Barraza. Oh no, wait, no, they got past. Never mind, they got fifth. They couldn't get past Thatch and Barraza. That much is true. But they ended up passing, Ezio and Vector, the eighth seed. Ooh, I'm impressed. They made back to back. Vector has proved that he can be very good in twos. Ezio has proved he's consistent, and when he's consistent, they win. Scarlet and Olga, and Scarlet being probably the only one in here outside of Nash that has made top eight in both tournaments. She's been playing really well. Unfortunately, not enough to push her, as far as fourth place as like how she did in ones. But she's been playing incredibly well, and it's been showing. She's definitely been improving. Olgrim, I think the biggest shock here was that Olgrim didn't really play that well in top eight, but I guess the lights were too bright for him. Um, After them, a few notable teams would be teams like Sentinel and Cassidy. They returned after missing top eight this time. Diana and Sir Roland, who I think only got 16th, or I guess technically 12th, or 13th. Artemis and Mako are back together, so that's a team that, their best placement is right outside the top eight. But, I mean, it was to a team that went pretty far. I think some other, sleeper teams that are going to come out here and do some real damage are teams like Magyar and Caspian, two guys that in ones have done incredibly well, and I think Magyar has at least one two's top eight. I'm kind of scared to see what because Mirage and Onyx have split up, and now Mirage is actually going to be with seven. So she replaced him with a new. She placed her with a new canon legend, a very good canon legend at that. And then we also had Onyx. If I can find her here, Saw her name earlier. Oh, she's with SpongeBob. Okay. Okay. Well, Onyx is going to be a really big threat in my eyes because she's with SpongeBob. You know that I wonder how that team will. I wonder. I really do wonder how that team will do. Um, Same thing with Nye and Reno, two legends that have made it really, really far. Reno having not made it very far since. Same story with Nye. Two powerhouses. I think Lin Fei's was Shovel Knight, so that'll be very interesting to see. And then yeah, just a few very noticeable names. I think the last name that I would really keep out for is probably going to be Tesca and Petra. Tesca, of course, having an incredible run with Caspian, and then Petra just being incredible. I mean, Petra almost made top eight in ones recently, and overall has been a really good competitor this past year. Why did it do that? Actually so that's so demeaning. That's so demoralizing. I ran all the settings by now. Wrong one. Yeah, it's just that's the one. There we go. It's just going to be a very good tournament. A lot of new teams being formed, a lot of teams splitting up to form these teams to form these new powerhouses potentially, and we're kind of just going to get to see the cusp of it all happen. I mean, right now. Also, I'm doing stances because I don't give enough of a damn anymore. So we're gonna do Nash and Arcadia first, if I can find them. Wow, that is lovely. I am actually chronically blind. Found her. Look at Briar Rose Arcadia. So, I'm gonna do Nash and Arcadia, the red team, as per usual. And unfortunately for this other team, they're pretty much just walking to an easy dub. Because, yeah, the other team's gonna end up being Jiro and Ada. Oh well. I don't even think it's worth putting stances on because we all know the stances that must go on these characters. And I don't think it'll make much of a difference. I've seen bigger upsets, but still, not a doubt in my mind.
Three, two, one, brawl! Double knockout!
Sorry about that, gentlemen. So, here we're getting into it, and as I predicted, it's 4 stocks. pretty much over. Game one's pretty much over. There wasn't really much to say. It was kind of just a hogwash in favor of the champions, as it probably went into a.
Red team wins. Nash. Three, two, one, brawl. Dominating. Shut down.
This is an incredible upset. This is actually insane. This is phenomenal. This is beautiful. They turned this shit around. They're making it at least a 3-game set from the loser.
Good game. Blue team wins.
What an astonishing turnaround in game number 2. That was crazy. I wanted to commentate, but I was on a call with my mother. I can't commentate in the middle of a call with my mother. You know, family takes first. But damn! What a turnaround.
Three, two, one, brawl.
So now that I can finally commentate, let's see. Oh, couple of early hits. I mean, they really just gotta not get hit. Like, the only reason they won last time is because they just didn't get hit. Just don't get hit and you win. They're not exactly the worst at it because they can execute, especially Ada. Ada went off. I think Jiro had all the KOs and shit, but Ada had like 600 damage, and Jiro can't really get it explode like that. They both had a surmountable, or they both had a pretty big number, generous amount of damage. I think it totaled to 1,000. And yeah, right now, I mean, they're putting it on display. They're ready to actually take the set this time. They're not just giving up. I think Jiro and Ada have actually been working since the last tournament. And I know MSI like happened, but I don't give enough of a damn about MSI. I got bored really quickly of it. That's why I didn't continue. With that first tournament, I was just so bored. I don't enjoy 1v1s as much because there's not much action. But like, I'm still willing to do them, and will definitely be the next tournament happening. Probably sometime either at the end of this month, because of like, unless I'm studying for finals, to finish my junior year here, or something else. But I feel like I definitely do have to have that fifth tournament happen. But this fourth tournament right now is happening really hard. Uh, you know, and I mean, we've got an amazing start. We've already had a three-game set. Crazy enough, these champions don't seem too shaken after what happened. That double spear coming in. There's three of them on the field, but overall, I mean, three spear legends and two of them are on the same team. So that spatial coverage is going to be amazing. Of course, Sword is pretty good at covering options and zone coverage as well with that side light. That end lick and catching people off guard on the ledge. Certain shit like that. But I mean, from the looks of it, the reigning champions are going to be defending that for right now. Maybe Nash can 3P here where he couldn't before. But, I mean, right now, it's definitely not looking good for the blue team, as blue team actually seems to be a disadvantage. Ooh, that N-Sig somehow not killing. I mean, Jiro's pretty much on his last leg. That's going to be it for Jiro, and probably soon enough for Ada as well. Despite, red team being so injured, so heavily harmed. There, Cover not doing it, that nair whiffing. The downer into the end light. Tried to get the full true combo with the ground pound. It still ended up killing. So now we're going to see the swap over the spear and spear. Interesting. Ground pound. Try to confirm some quick damage. Down air. Side light. Or side air, I mean. A lot of siders being thrown, which fair enough. Now there's another spear coming into the battle. Ada gonna have to push her team by herself here. And well, there's it's three stocks to one. Very, very, very impossible, deficit. Or not impossible, very, very difficult. And yeah, she's gonna have to mount an amazing play. And I guess getting these little bits of damage isn't enough. You gotta full overpower somebody. And since you all have the same weapon, you all have the same strengths and weaknesses. Unfortunately, though, for
Red
Jiro and
team
Ada,
wins.
the reigning and defending champions defend their posts as it ends up being Jiro not playing well enough. At all. Like, at all. He didn't take any stocks, didn't do 400 damage. Whereas, on the other hand, both players had 600 damage. They had three stocks spread. Nash only lost one stock, held on to that last stock very well. An incredible, incredible um, finale there for that set. Very, very interesting the way that it ended because the massive turnaround that happened in game two and to see them kind of switch back to what was it, Apocalypse, and just kind of take over very quickly was definitely an interesting turn of events, turnaround. Um, really, apart from that, there isn't much else that I can think of that kind of just like threw me for a loop. On the other hand, something that is pretty interesting that I can, pretty much think about right now, it's probably going to be this this Thor and Raptor team here. I kind of glossed over this team very lightly, not really thinking too much about it. Um, I mean, this team's going to be
Red
great. I already
Ranger.
know that, but my concerns were more with Red Raptor and his performances rather than anyone else's
Red
because of the fact that
Raptor.
Red Raptor doesn't have a lot of defense, but he can still dash out an incredible amount of damage, you know. So there are a few concerns, a few thoughts, certain things like that that definitely interest me. But on the other side, we have another very weird niche team that could definitely be defeated quickly
Fate.
if, they don't present themselves properly. And that is going to be Fate and Yumiko, another team that, again, very
Inari
intriguing,
Yumiko.
but at the same time very weird. Like, there isn't really much I can say about the beginning of this.
3, 2, One
But at the
brawl.
same time, there's so much I want to say about this matchup because this matchup seems very incredibly even as the 16-17 matchup. So it kind of makes the most sense. And I don't really see a world where it's an upset in either side. It's kind of just where they fell in the seeding. Probably because of Thor's, below average accomplishments in twos, whereas Raptor, with Ezio made it to that top 12 threshold and has made it pretty far, only losing to Ezio, Vector in the last one. If not that made sense on Cassie, but I'm pretty sure that's okay. Oh, Thor goes down very early, which again leaves a lot of holes in their game plan. Is the fact that Thor has the defense. He's the one who should be outliving everyone else. Nobody else on the board has defense like that. Of course, Red Raptor taking a quick two. Or no, I guess Raptor finishing off those stocks there. Kind of just getting a little bit of extra credit here. Nothing crazy. That cider might send. Not enough. But I mean, Thor playing really well here in this one-on-one against Yumiko. So that hammer definitely, the hammer knowledge check, the hammer orb knowledge check, I mean, for Thor is definitely in my favor. I just realized the double orb coming in, the spacing for that's going to be great. Of course, the other team has Scythe Bow, Scythe Hammer, Orb Bow, stuff like that. They have their own decent trade spacing. Good sides to live the sides. I don't know. Oh, the perfect time. That down sig whiffs. Couple of punishes. The downer doesn't kill. Red Raptor makes it back, and that's down sig's going to be it. And the double KO for Thor. Thor with 3 stocks. Take it. I mean, Thor's on a roll. Thor's definitely cooking now on the second stock. Definitely making it last as its longest lasting stock of the game. Couple of stutter steps from Fate as she tries to edgeguard. Doesn't suffice, doesn't really succeed at all either. And yeah, so far, not much progress. Thor finally goes down. This is the chance for the blue team to take a massive lead. But no, it's actually going to be Red Raptor turning this around on Yumiko as, she's kind of just beating on Yumiko right now. Just punching on her. Maybe the double up can do something here. Oh, that recovery, again, gives them those small opportunities for the 2v1s. They're not capitalizing off of them enough. That down air, nair, another nair, recovery that almost was a stock of Fate. I mean, everybody except for Thor is incredibly damaged. And that ground pound recovery is going to be enough. Wow, what a move there from the Sentai. Red Raptor playing it really well. Definitely been the offensive engine. The N-Sig off the side light is going to guarantee. And Thor and Red Raptor take game 1. Incredible game from all participants. Even Fate, even though Fate, didn't have the damage everyone else did, she still had the stocks that everyone else did. Except for Yumiko, of course.
Three,
Just
two,
very good games
one,
all around
brawl.
from pretty much everyone. Can't really bash anyone. We'll try to take the weapon, the down sig, to respond to a down sig. Just hanging up. Yumiko still not picking up that weapon. Recovery, still kind of playing this commando mode right now. Okay, the side air, another side air. That bouncer was ambitious. The end sig to punish. I mean, Yumiko's taking a lot of hits here, which is not good for this team, because Yumiko's the damage dealer. Fate's kind of the cleanup crew. Yumiko's taking damage like this, and they can't really, put out that damage, dish out what she needs to dish out to keep up. This is not going to be a really good game. I mean, right now, Thor, very damaged. Oh, the downer does not hit the right person. And light, not enough. Both blue team members are in the red health. That would be more than enough, as he does not have the tools to get back. And the N-Sig, the N-Light, I mean, dude. Raptors playing really well right now. He got up to a little bit of a slow start, but after that, he's kind of just been cooking since. And yeah, now it's a 2v1 opportunity, but Fate plays it really well, just avoiding the opponents, avoiding too much damage. Of course, Nash is going to take a little bit. And finally get the team combo conversion. Just a raw side sig from Thor. Somehow, Raptor isn't dead, but I think at this point it'd be better if he was. Ooh, good ground pound there from Thor, kind of just avoiding as much damage as he possibly can as they hold on to this lead. It's very even on damage, but not on stocks. Now it's even on stocks, the damage still very uneven. red team with a pretty big lead here as Red Raptors actually is healthier, which is kind of how you want it to be. You want Thor to fall first. You always want Thor to fall first. He has higher defense. If Thor's falling first, you're doing something right because that means that Red Raptor's doing what he needs to do to win. That said, I will confirm, and just like that, they have multiple 2v1 opportunities here. Look at the weapons around. This is exactly why I picked high. I always want a weapon in these players' hands. And I mean, that edge guard on the Fate. Fate can't get started at all this game. She hasn't been able to get started pretty much the entire set. And it's 3 stocks to 2. They need to figure something out right now. Maybe take out Thor if they can. Hit Sigs, area coverage. Need to figure out something here to win. But no, instead it's going to be Thor with what, a Nair? And then Ensig, whatever the hell it was at the top of the screen, just ended up killing her. And yeah, now it's 3 stocks to 1. And I mean, red team with an absolute wash here over the blue team. Downer's going to put it in stone as we see another 500 damage 3-stock game from both players on the red team, whereas blue team Yumiko went crazy bad and Fate barely did any better. So yeah, it's going to end up being Nash and Arcada facing up against Thor and Red Raptor there in that winners column for the second round. Definitely something to look forward to as Red Raptor and Thor were handling business. Very even split. Very even splits, I mean, all around. So definitely something to look forward to if I am a fan of either legend, because yeah, that was some really good Brawlhalla there. Next, though, we actually have the debut, somewhat the return, not really the debut, but the return of one legend. I guess both kind of, but more than anything, the debut of this new teammate of Mirage, this new team comp. The Mirage 7. If you know what that is, you know ball. If you've been through that, you know ball. That's all I'm saying. And they're actually going to end up going against the only team that I will never put in red because they're an icon. They're an icon, and it's gonna end up being Sentinel Cassidy. That is the wrong stance. My bad. There we go. The only other stance worth a damn is it's speed stance. Yeah, it's speed stance. Yeah, we're actually gonna see Sentinel and Cassidy. I got a skin for Cassidy, which is kind of the reason I made this movie. I have the money. I might as well. So yeah, you got this matchup going on. This is a very interesting matchup to think about because Sentinel and Cassidy, if they stuck through thick and thin, this is the only team I think. I think Sentinel and Cassidy have only ever lost to Mirage. So to see them kind of, with a new teammate with a little bit less experience,
3, 2, 1, brawl!
it's gonna be very interesting to see how Mirage and Seven work against Sentinel. Sentinel getting busy really quickly with the Stomp Sidelight, the Nair, a lot of good damage being put onto Seven early. But again, this is kind of how not Seven. This is kind of how Team Neuronix played. A lot of team focused, team oriented. Of course, now we have better neutral, so I think they sacrificed a little bit of explosiveness in team combo edge for neutral, which is fair enough. I mean, oh my God, the double KO from Cassidy, the knowledge check there from Cassidy. As I was gonna say that the neutral knowledge and the double whammy comes out. This is a very dangerous zone for anybody that's not the blue team. That recovery will definitely break that though. As yeah, Seven's kind of getting pieced up, and her inexperience is definitely shown here. As now we're seeing that more explosive side come out. The team comps, all that good damage, all that good jazz. And I mean, Seven trying to alleviate the pressure, but she's too damaged to really do much. And she herself is also, on 2 stocks. That down is not too good. When Cassidy's on that hammer, it's pretty much impossible to stop her. Well, I think, her blasters are always great. But that hammer is definitely what sets her apart from every other hammer mentioned, except for like Nash. And wow, what another basically double KO there from blue team is Cassidy on a tear. That D-Light Nair will finally take the stock of Cassidy. She's finally been sent down. Next will be Sentinel, so this gives them an opportunity to pretty much tie it up. Means they're gonna go for some more options again. I think they're trying to play the more neutral game. They understand, they have the damage, they have the defense. This is more neutral focus. Of course, right now, though, Sentinel does not give a shit. This is a much, much more pace team, and I mean, Sentinel and Cassidy can play at any pace, and usually they like to push the pace of the opponent when they know that they're playing slow. And I mean, right now it's 3 stocks to 1. That, again, that experience from the double whammy, the experience and the practice and the timing of everything that they do, they're just pretty much second to none. As I think they're the longest standing team. That's how like maybe Artemis may go. I mean, yeah, 5 stock game there from Cassidy. She went absolutely bonkers, playing insanely out of her mind. Incredibly well there from Cassidy. And yeah, I mean that's 1-0 Sentinel Cassidy so far.
Seven.
Let's see how that game 2 shapes up to be.
Three, two,
Hopefully, we see a little bit of a
one,
turnaround there from
brawl.
Mirage. She didn't really have too good of a game. You know, kind of was out of it for most of it. You know, she's a feel out game, I guess, but still a crazy game regardless. Ground pound. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is a risk. Indeed, red team cannot get started. You know, the Mirage 7 just can't do it. They can't apply any kind of neutral pressure. They can't really aggress enough to where, you know, blue team is scared. Blue team has experience. They understand how to play this. They played National Arcadia. They played Kai and Kochi. Actually, they played Grand Amethyst. They played heavy hitters. You know, that's just how their team works. This is very even. They actually managed to keep it a lot more tied this game around, which is definitely progress. I think if this is a 3 game set, that might have taken game 3, but so far, blue team is showing no signs of slowing down, and I don't think they will. Not for a while, since they won't have to see this team. Not for like another 17 game sets. Oh my, Cassidy! Cassidy with the choke! Oh, she overcommitted, overextended, whatever you want to say. She did a little bit too much. She's going to bite blue team in the ass, as they probably, will win now thanks to that. And they will, as Mirage cleans that one up. A lot better every game for Mirage. 7 having a very bad game, kind of being saved by that Cassidy. She's been going off the entire set, but an incredible stroke of luck there for 7 and Mirage. If they do not step it up, more specifically 7, if 7 does not step it up, we're either going to have to see a Mirage masterclass, or it's over. And, it's over for them for the winner's bracket. And as I say, at 7, go straight to hell. Yay. I mean, not every team is a powerhouse. Some teams look like it on paper, but they end up losing 2 rounds straight, and it's over for them. Move it down, Sig. Both red team members are already down 2 stocks. This is crazy. Something that I'm noticing is, yes, Cassidy is going off, but it's these guitars that are allowing Cassidy to go off. Oh my! Like, I genuinely just realized that these guitars that are actually allowing Cassidy to go off because he's been securing her so well, covering her options, and extending them as well. That Sadsig puts a little bit of a liver, or it's a big margin between them again. This is just incredible execution. Incredible execution. They're trying to claw back in, but they can't even get a stock. Not even on Cassidy. As I say it, he ends up getting a very good edge guard, but she ends up getting that stock. This is their only chance, pretty much. Just like 4 or 5 second gap, and they both end up getting hit. Mirage is out, soon to be 7, and yeah, it's over for them in the winners bracket. It's a team that if they don't pick it up, it's over. I mean, especially Sentinel. Or 7, my bad, not Sentinel. Sentinel did ass, but Cassidy's going off. It's the fact that 7 is barely doing work. Mirage got every stock, had more damage. You know, 7 had that accident as well. Like, it's just everything's coming up Mirage, but 7 cannot coexist with her. And it's showing. It's very obviously showing. Which is so unfortunate, because the team that, again, on paper, looks like a powerhouse. They've definitely got some kinks to work out, so I really hope that they work them out. It's a team that I'd like to see succeed a little bit. And next, because I like to move on quickly. I don't like to, I don't know, just force a habit. We want to see Vader in this tournament, so don't get your hopes up for that. I might switch to Vader, skin, but in reality, I probably won't. But now we have Ezio and Vector, so good news. Yeah, good news here for the blue team. They have a pretty new team to face off against.
3,
My fault, gang.
2-1.
I should have probably let the battle play out, but yeah. I had to go take out the trash. Today's like the trash pickup day, so yeah. Yeah, now we got Tesca, Petra, Ezio and Vector all on the board. Well, no points on the board yet. But they're all on the, they're all on the screen. Obviously, the number eight, number 8, 7, yeah, number 8 seed right now, kind of defending themselves pretty well so far. I mean, I'd have to say this is definitely better than they did last tournament. I don't think they even won a round in the winners bracket. I mean, right now they're looking very poised to do so against a team that I considered a potential upsetting threat. Albeit, they're seed number 25? Yeah, albeit they're seed number 25. There's definitely a lot to, you know, definitely a lot to be desired out of Tesca. And there's definitely a lot to be there's still like a lot to ask about Petra and just her overall performance in 2v2. But I mean, sure, right now they're living. That downer is going to confirm one of them dead. It's going to be both of them actually, as neither can make it back. And it's Vector with a double KO. They're very, very well played. Now they're up 2 stocks, a comfortable lead. Vector loses that stock. This is not so comfortable. They take Vector out. They pretty much guarantee a victory. They can take Ezio out. This will be very, very detrimental to the blue team because that'll be openings to start doubling and putting innate and insane, Jesus, unhealthy amounts of pressure towards Vector, which right now he's kind of keeping safe. Fair enough. But yeah, this loss could definitely be akin to that Vector homie stock there. Oh, he's kind of playing it a little bit risky against the Gauntlets, but it doesn't matter because he's playing very well, as it's actually going to be Tesca to fall first. And soon enough, Petra seems like she'll be falling again. The Nair, instead, she won't fall, she'll rise all the way to the top of the screen and perish that way instead. Vector let her pick her poison, she did. She said, send me up, see if I can remove it. And I mean, now it's kind of just a 2v1. 4 stocks to 1, but it's going to be the hardest 4 stocks to 1, to be honest, because one player is now down to 2, but, I mean, even though it's 3 stocks to 1, it's still incredibly impossible deficit, especially with the level of health that she has left. And game.
Blue team win.
Vector and Ezio hold on. Vector in an incredible game despite having that, accident. And Ezio a very good game.
Tesca.
Here comes game 2.
Three, two, one, brawl.
So, um, I don't have a better way to put it. I mean, Ezio's just going crazy. Um, there's nothing else I can say. It's really just Ezio going absolutely insane. And same with Vector. I mean, what, Vector just recently lost his stock? He's barely getting hit. It's kind of just over, really.
Shut down.
I have nothing left to say. This was a wash. The ground pound is crazy
Blue
disrespect.
team win.
This was an absolute wash. And yeah, I'm not surprised by the fact that Teska did 175, honestly. I'm kind of just surprised that game didn't end sooner the way it was playing. That's why I was so quiet. I was just like, damn, damn, damn. But like I said it all in my head, I was just like, there's no way they're getting spanked this bad. But they were getting spanked even worse than I thought. So, yeah, ain't much to really say about that one. That one was just rough. That was just rough around every single edge. There was
Redo.
absolutely nothing that could be done there for the red team. As the blue team kind of gave them a proper spanking. It was not even like discussable. Next, we have another team, but now I'm scared because of the way that these teams
Queen
have been
nine.
giving putting belt to ass. The way the teams in the top eight have been putting belt to ass, and even teams outside of the top eight, like Sentinel and Cassidy.
3, 2,
The way
1,
they have been putting the
brawl.
belt to ass on these other teams, these newly formed teams. I cannot express how crazy it has been on this bracket. Like everything that I said about potential upset, like this team could like potentially take everything. Even it's been thrown out the window. Like the top eight and even like honestly the entire top 10 so far have just been putting belts at ass. They've just been like, yeah, no, actually we're the better team and it's not really close. We might give them a game just to like make them feel good, but like yeah, no, it's just a wash. I know, one sec. Okay, the stream is still going. It's been an hour. Jesus. I had to take out the trash for like 10 minutes, so there's that. Yeah, right now, Queen Eye isn't looking too good, and neither is, they both fall, but they have the stock. Well, they had the stock advantage, now they have the damage lead over this team, and their neutral is definitely going to be better than, well, the other team. The other team focuses heavily on pretty much just double teaming somebody and doing combos that way. And it's kind of working. Reno's pretty damaged, but Blue Red team is even more, so. Oh my god. Ragnar and Dust being the ones to break the streak is so funny to me. Oh my god, what a nair! What a nair from Dusk, and the perfect follow-up from Ragnar. They have, dude. If they don't make a comeback, it'll all be in vain. But what a highlight! What a highlight! The delay to avoid, but unfortunately, there's just too much pressure. Dusk cannot live. Neither can
Blue team
Ragnar. I
win.
mean, now hear me out. Reno has always been the stock taker, but Queen Eye 700 damage is like the most realistic shit I've seen all day. And Ragnar did 420. So, yeah, definitely seen a lot of good shit. And, I mean, right now, my favorite team in the entire tournament is kind of going to get knocked out, but
3, 2,
it's
1,
fine.
brawl.
And there's a losers bracket, and honestly, I was expecting this team to be a powerhouse. So, you know, I still expect every team that goes into losers so far that's like I genuinely thought was a powerhouse to still come out and like swinging. So, yeah, I still have hopes for everybody. And we're now seeing why Ragnar has made multiple top eights in winners or in double, singles and doubles. I mean, he's just putting belts to ass right now with that axe. I mean, Reno pretty much got his number. He's also just dodging poorly as hell. That recovery doesn't send her to hell, but the second one does somehow. Sent her barely whiffing that recovery for like the 50 millionth time, Ragnar. Reno has nothing but like 170 damage because of that bullshit. And ground pound, apparently. Oh my god. Oh my god, Queen 9, freaking like, security. He ends. God. Reno should not be alive, but Ragnar decided to just give up on being aggressive, man, and that's gonna be the reason why they lose this. If they lose, it's because of Ragnar's aggression. Yeah, Dusk can put out 600 damage every game. Oh, there goes. And see? When he gets aggressive, he's putting belt to ass. He needs to be aggressive because he's the one with two stocks. He needs to be the one acting like he's on final stock and giving his absolute all. You know, Dusk, on Orb especially, should be playing that safe game, should be trying to cover his teammates' options. And the fact that he had to go and get Reno's stock doesn't say a lot about, you know, how well Ragnar is performing so far. Dusk, I mean, right now, Ragnar's kind of putting belt to ass, and even Dusk is doing really, really well against this Reno pick so far. I mean, both red team members are heavily damaged, or blue team. I mean, red team Dusk is pretty damaged. Oh, Queen Nile with a bit of another committal. Double ground pound doesn't do anything, end light. Oh, the NC tried to get the Reno recovery. Didn't work out the recovery onto Reno. It's final stocks for Reno. They have to take out Queen Nile, though. If they want a chance, they have to take Queen Nile out of here. Queen Nile trying to get Dusk out of here first. Dusk living. A lot of clashes, a lot of... Oh, that near might be enough. No, it won't. The recovery might do it. No, it's not enough. On the other side, Dusk trying so hard, so desperately to live. And it's going to be Queen Nine giving the 1-4. It's going to be a 1v1 here in the final moments of this game. We're halfway through on time. No, Reno has like no 1v1 feats, and sure, Ragnar has 1v1 feats, but the weapon matchup and the weapon disparity is 100% in Reno's favor. But he just outclasses guitars. Not so much axe, but he completely outclasses guitars with Orb and, you know, Orb and Blasters. But I mean, right now, Ragnar's showing off why he has that top 8. Oh, Reno with the cider, that might be enough. And it's gonna be with the second one as Reno clutches it up. Wow, 2-0, Nia Reno, the first major upset. Ragnar went off for 700, so I can't even like say he played bad. He had all the stocks, he did all the damage. It's just the fact that one, Reno locked the fuck in for like the last 2 seconds, and two, they combined for 1100 damage, pretty much splitting it evenly. That was just amazing edge routing from Reno. And yeah, my favorite team has been knocked out now, so yeah. Crazy. Crazier will be the fact that next we have Rano and Moonin. So there's a potential grudge match here that could happen if Rano and Moonin win this. I believe so, at least. Oh no, yeah, there's 100% of a chance at like a grudge match here between Reno and Rano. So that's pretty cool.
Moonin.
Of course. Moonin plays plays on her defense stance during twos. Oh, I just realized who they're facing. That sucks. This is team
Volkov.
number 10, and it's going to end up being Volkov and, well, the defending 1v1 champion himself, Eros. This is going to be a bit of a dude.
Teros.
This one's definitely going to be the most difficult one
Volkov.
so far. I have no way to gauge this. This is a grudge match between Teros and Moonin right now. And if Moonin and Rano win,
3, 2,
there's another grudge
1.
match to be
Brawl.
disputed. So, not to mention the fact that Moonin and, if I'm not mistaken, Moonin and Queen Nai have beef in ones, because Moonin actually knocked out Queen Nai in 1v1s. So there's that as well. Which pretty much means for the first two, like for the first potential two sets of Moonin and Rano, who's like twos, like this tournament bracket, they're just playing grudges. They're playing pretty much just doing exhibition grudge matches as a way to get into top eight. So that's pretty funny. That's pretty fun. Probably only do like the first round and then second round and then third round, like third and then toxic stage.
Double knockout.
And yeah, Volkov and Teros tied up with this double axe. I was kind of intrigued to see how this would work because I thought of it and I was like, what about the double axe? How is that going to work out? But at the same time, we have what? Great neutral coming out from the other team, so it's really a battle of. I mean, it's really just a battle of neutral. It's all neutral and spatial coverage for both teams. Up until that side comes out, then, there's a little bit of spookiness. Everybody knows Thor's hammer is much better in the ones. I think I'd like to say that it's also better in the twos. But it's a much more close matchup in twos. Because, albeit hammer being the best weapon in Bothalla, having like the best placements and all that, throughout the years. It's still also like weird because most legends who have hammer, usually they're better with their the other weapon. Kind of how like Nash, his signature is the spear. I mean, right now, blue team losing, and they're back to the double axe that kind of tied that up. Ooh, barely dodged that Rano recovery. And clearly, Moonin just wasn't paying attention. Now, the double ground pound, D-Light, ground pound, miss recovery, ground pound. Nair, no Ensig coming out there. Nair, could get the Sarah down air. And right now, they're kind of just doing a lot of option coverage, a lot of spatial moves. No response there from Teros, but that sider from Volkov says a lot and leaves a lot to be desired there for the red team. It's incredibly even so far, but I'm going to have to give the edge to the red team as Moonin with the damage lead. Of course, Volkov almost just got sent to hell there as well, so that would have definitely been massive. That side sig is not enough to touch the ground. Oh, I thought we were going to see a KO there from Teros or from Rano, but it's actually going to be a KO there on the side of Moonin taking Teros out. She's going to take the first round of this one. Interestingly enough, they never faced off because of the fact that Scarlet actually beat Moonin. So this grudge match could have been disputed in 1v1 as well, which would have made this bad blood so much worse. The Cider doesn't kill, but I mean, dude, to put it lightly, there's a very high chance that he can win this, but at the same time, there's a very high chance. There's also somewhat of a low chance as Rando did 750 damage, and then Moonin did 608 with 4 stocks. They're both incredible games. Rando has gotten, he just went insane. The craziest part is everybody here did 600 damage. Moonin has the best stat line, but dude, both teams combined for 1200. But the fucking red team did 1350. They made pretty much 1360. Red team only did like 1270. That's crazy. How are all four players playing their hearts out so well that they're going like I wish this was a three-game set. That's amazing. They all did
Three,
600
two,
damage.
one,
This is the
brawl.
first game. Imagine what a second game would look like. Just imagine it. The blue team actually with a bit of a lead here to start it off, but nothing crazy. I mean, it was just some no, it was like weapon advantage really. Yep, nothing too major, nothing too crazy. That's gonna be one of many to come. Volkov has made top 12 before, so he's definitely got some experience. Obviously, Moonin and Terrace have both made top 8 as they did that shit together. Rano has made top 5, so everybody here is definitely seasoned and experienced, very well experienced at that. They've all made it. They've all made deep runs, some deeper than others, and it's actually going to be Volkov here who falls first yet again. But of course, Teros and his explosive power could definitely take out both of them, and that's exactly what he does. Is he takes both for the blue team. And actually, now they're going to move on some team combos, just getting as much damage as they possibly can onto Rano, capitalizing off of that lead they had there. Really, they still kind of contain and withhold. Of course, the double axe definitely makes it a lot more difficult for teams to deal with them because of the fact that there's two of them. But I mean, Wu Shang, I mean, my bad, Rano with an absolute cleanup crew, just a clinic there as he takes a double KO and he just does really, really well to kind of get them that lead that they somewhat need. It's very interesting and very funny to me though, because like this is the most unpredictable map, and it's kind of showing us, you know, blue team lost Volkov very early, then Tero's got a double KO, and then Rano gets a double KO. With Volkov kind of dying a little early into his stock, and well, Tero's finally losing that first stock. I mean, right now Volkov's so down, like in damage, he can't even try to engage as Teros gets that Stomps air. Oh, the save! The instant wasn't fast enough, and the save! An amazing save from Teros as he's pretty much playing two stocks right now. Oh, but the side six and end up catching both of them, and that's going to be a 1v2 situation. One stock to three. A healthy two at the very least against this one stock. This is insurmountable if you ask me. I mean, I can make this comeback, but only with Teros, pretty much. Only with Teros could I probably make this comeback. Maybe with Ragnar, because that's my move. I couldn't make it with anybody else on screen. I really could not make that with Volkov. He doesn't kill. He doesn't kill well enough for that. And yeah, I mean, Monin and Rano are actually going to take a 2-0, and they're going to have yet another grudge match. So, there's going to be some bad blood there. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Rano with damn near another 600 damage game. Definitely by far the best performance. Monin not really doing too much. Volkov didn't get to play at all. At least that's what it felt like. I don't know how he took 410. Teros played his heart out, but it was just Volkov couldn't do much. I mean, every step of the way, it kind of just felt like um, they had Volkov's number, and that's kind of what led them to progress to the next round. And yeah, we're not going to see that losers match. Instead, we're going to see the winners grudge match, which roots actually run a little bit deeper. It's going to be Reno versus Rano and Moonin versus Nye. So yeah, something to look forward to. He's got Strawberry Jam. Something else to look forward to is going to be this interesting team. I don't really talk about them much because they're weird. This feels like a replacement for Ember, something that Zul kind of does need, but at the same time, as explosive as a Surrey can get, Ember was definitely more consistent, and kind of having this two explosive player team is not going to work the dynamic as it probably should. Especially when you're playing against the literal highest defense legend in Brawlhalla history, and probably the only one to ever hit 10 defense. But also, it's kind of just like the fact that we have nothing but great placers here. So just straight up, this is just not really a favorable matchup for anybody, especially that red team, because it's somewhat even, but it's gonna be hard to kill Magyar. You're gonna have two explosive players that if both of them are
Three,
cold, it's gonna be
two,
impossible.
one,
Even if one of them
brawl.
are cold, it might pretty much you might as well call it impossible. Like you kind of need both of them to be red hot, or at least at least hot. If they're white hot, then they're winning. But if they're like red hot or even just hot, they have a really good chance. Of course, if they're white hot, you just can't beat them at all. But you're really going to need that explosiveness, whereas Magyar and Caspian are a team that don't need that explosiveness whatsoever. Caspian can play the zoning game with these guitars, whereas Magyar has the defense to essentially outplay everybody, as that second bit of the side stick does not kill, somehow. It ends up finishing the job, but it didn't kill. On the other hand, Surrey didn't have enough to get back, and it's going to cost her more than anything else. Zol playing a little bit of a risky game here again. You need both of them to be explosive, and they're both on their explosive weapons. This calls for a bit of a risk reward system. And I mean, if the reward pays off, which it will there, stocks are tied. Sure, he's got more damage than Caspian, but I mean, look at that. Ground pound into recovery, the team combo comes out. They're going at it. Caspian's damaged, and honestly, it's kind of better this way, as Magyar is taking a lot of heat because of it. That side will finally take him out and give that blue team the much needed breather. The downside whiffs somehow in God's green earth it whiffed. Oh, couldn't get that punish. I mean, Asuri's heavily damaged, but Caspian's pretty much on his last legs for this stock. It's amazing that he even lasted this long on this stock and is still lasting this long. That end stick from Magyar, but yeah, like I said, this team doesn't need to be aggressive, but they can definitely do it. Magyar is known for popping off with that hammer, and Caspian is known for the guitars. Like, they have the weapons for popping off, as we see the stocks tie up finally. But they just don't need to play at a pace that doesn't suit them. So they don't, and they won't. It's just, in their eyes, it's illogical for them to do something so stupid when they can just win. Ground pound. And yeah, there goes Soul. That's going to be very bad for the red team. Not as bad if they would have lost to Surrey, but definitely still very bad. They're going to take a little bit more now, since, Magyar is the one who's on that final stock, and he has more defense. Surrey, albeit they have the same amount of defense, but their explosiveness is really what's lackluster. And I mean, the doubles! Just the double damage there. Just no breathing room whatsoever caused for both red team members to be in the red. No pun intended. I mean, their recovery almost takes them out. Sure, you could lose Caspian here, but it'd be a lot better if they were to lose. Like, for the red team, it'd be a lot better if Magyar died. Unfortunately, the only one with that kind of consistent power is going to be Zol. And, well, Zol's dormant. Zol's definitely feeling this game out, and that's going to be the final stock. He'll take that one, but he also needs to take this one, in which he will. But Caspian has these guitars, and it really only takes like one side sig, just pretty much one sig at all. Right now, though, this is the explosiveness that we were talking about. Zol, he's waking up a little bit, but that recovery will unfortunately, cool him back down. And almost a double 600 game from blue team, as Magyar definitely the better performer. I would say that. No, Zol, he had the 662 damage. Everybody here played very well. I think the biggest deficit was kind of just, yeah, Zol did 662, but that was just because he was living for very long. It's one of those, I live for so long, but I'm kind of just trading damage at this point. That first stock of his was just him trading damage at one point with Caspian.
Three, two,
It wasn't like they
one,
were
brawl.
even or anything, like he was popping off. It was just, at this point, I'm just living so long that every hit I've taken, I pretty much gave a hit out for. And obviously, everybody's supposed to do more than they take. Okay. This is very interesting. Oh, that's not good. The blue team taking a lead once again, and the red team can't find a breathing room at all. Every time they look, it's another team combo, and it's not something that I expected out of this team. Sure, they play at a slow pace, but their damage racks up quickly. Let's just say that. And they can definitely hold their own in the ones. Viet Soul definitely doing a lot better on Magyar this time around. They can still definitely hold themselves in the ones competition. I mean, both these guys have just barely been shy of the podium. Magyar lost to Kaya in a 3-2. Like, that was a really close set. And then Caspian, I think, lost 3-1 to Jaeun, who went on to go to Grand Finals. Like, these are guys that I feel like, if given, if they could run it back right now, they're definitely better than the people that they lost to. Especially Caspian. I'm not so sure about Magyar because Kaya did just get top 3, with Koji. Albeit mainly Koji. But, even though it's mainly Koji. You still got to put some kudos to Kaya's name. She played that support role amazing. Oh, what a sider. But yeah, blue team, major lead here. And they're still racking up that damage. Like I said, they rack up their damage very quickly despite playing at such a slow, methodical pace. All the stocks are tied thanks to Zol. Yeah, Zol's kind of the only for this red team for what it looks like. Which makes sense. I mean, he's a champion. He was very much known for popping off in key moments. The dude's known for going crazy. Didn't do it in grand finals, but he's known for going crazy. And it's definitely something that he can do. In every game of every set, he can go off for 600 damage, do incredibly well. I mean, there's a chance. There's a good chance he wins this 1v2. That Cider does wonders for him. Didn't try to capitalize off of it because of Caspian's pressure. The ground pound, but the return Cider. Like, this is looking really good for Zol. That recovery. Put a bit of a knock. Ooh, that down air's not enough. That nair will definitely be it. And yeah, Magyar closes the set off. And it will be yet another upset. Interestingly enough, we've had 3 straight upsets after having 4 straight sets. Pretty much no upset. Yeah, Magyar all the way in this game as well. Sorry, a bit of an improvement, but like I said, Zol wasn't really, at one point it became, I'm taking a hit, but I'm giving one back. And we see that again in this game. Honestly, Zol played incredibly well, and I think that the Asuri pick isn't a good fit. You need to find like a Zariel, a Bodvar, somebody who's consistently hitting these 450 to 500 threshold. They hold their weight. A Bryn. You need a Bryn. Amethyst has a Bryn. Amethyst has had Bryn since the start, and those two have been amazing together. You just need to find your Bryn. And you kind of had that with Ember, but Ember isn't the most consistent being on the planet, so I can't completely disrespect you for it. Oh, nice. I didn't think I'd get to see this team yet. I guess moving on, we're going to see Vivi and Rayman. I don't have any stances for her, so to be honest, I think that her base stance is very good, so I'm not gonna be oppressed enough about it to give a shit. It's just, let's be honest, her base stats are very good. They're pretty much that stats with 1 less power and one more speed. Yeah. 1 less power, 1 more speed. She's pretty much got that. Her stats. The only stance worse than damn anyways is defense, so I think. Pretty sure it's defense, the one that, decreases dexterity. Oh! Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Thatch and Braza. That is not a good team to be facing off against first round. These guys just got 4th, steadily improving, going from 5th to 4th.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
They could have a breakout moment, get 3rd. A breakout moment or not, you don't even need to have one to do really well, so. Definitely an intriguing moment. I still don't understand why you can only have red or blue. I feel like at some point they gotta add the fact that you can change the team colors in customs, because red and blue is terrible. Black and white would be so much smoother on every single map. But they didn't think of that. No. They didn't think of making a free dark color Instead, you have to buy black. But still, man. Oh, oh. Hold your horses. I'm gonna be honest, I like the new, like, revamped season. It's kind of mid. Like, when you have the whole battle pass completed, it's pretty mid. I'll tell you what, in 6 months, I will definitely not be saying that about the next one, because the next battle pass revamp is Season 5, and I desperately want my Tier 85 Orion that I didn't get because I was an idiot. Oh my god, Vivi didn't make it. That is not good. Rayman is gonna go through hell. And this sucks, because it's like, dude, I see Rayman, and I think, oh, maybe he found that fit. He's never finding that fit. And I feel so bad for him. It is somebody who consistently pulls out really good performances, albeit sometimes he has a shallow performance in the few games that he plays for a tournament. But he tries really hard. And he's been in the top 32 forever, finding a new teammate pretty much every tournament. And I feel like even if he stuck to just one of them, none of them were really that good. Him and Reza don't coexist. He was with Brax. Brax was an absolute bombshell of a character, just an absolute trash can. Like it was pretty much like playing with Chernobyl. It's not gonna work out. And here now with Vivi, he's got a higher chance. As Vivi's definitely much more of a support role here with these blasters. What a downsig. And she plays her role exceptionally well. As you know, she doesn't try to overextend, she just tries to live. Fortunately, Barraza's got a better recovery than she has it down there, so. But yeah, Vivi tries to live, and, you know, she's just trying to survive, whereas she, and support Rayman as best she can. And right now we're kind of getting our team comps a little bit. With the team comps coming up, it's not the best for Rayman, as he's pretty much got no option but to throw away this game 1 and move on to game 2 as Thatch cements that with a 1-1-1-1 stat line, as Barraza, naturally, has the much better stat line. VV 500 damage, but Rayman did not step up. Definitely needed to. Barely holding his weight. B.B, valid. Her name is VV, so.
2, 1, brawl!
Yeah, I'm gonna lie, I think one of these days, not SpongeBob, Rayman, you have to hang it out. Like, you're just not making it, bro. Like, right now, you look like a Sergi Bach. You look like a DeMar DeRozan. You look like a prime DeMar DeRozan. 25 point per game scorer. He barely make the conference finals, and if he does, he's losing to LeBron every year. You don't have a LeBron, I think, but your LeBron is a second round. Winners or losers. You just can't make it out the second round. That's crazy to think about. Because you're pretty much Joel Embiid. I know you have pretty much Joel Embiid. I mean, Joel Embiid scored 70 once this season, actually, as well. Rayman scored the highest damage game ever with 900. I think only one person has gotten close, but Rayman had like 950. So, he was close to 1,000 by himself. Nothing crazy. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That side 6 not good, and yeah, VB's gone too. Another 2-stock deficit here for the yellow or red team. Yeah, this is rough. This is certainly rough. Probably the best way I can put it. Oh, that D-Light doesn't kill. Shocker. 7 defense. 5 power. Evie's trying, but Barraza, not only does Barraza have her number, but I mean, one, Barraza can't die, and Thatch is just going off. Vivi takes out Barraza, goes for Thatch. They need this stock on Thatch. Holy shit, they actually might get it. Vivi might do it herself. She's trying to figure out how to do it. She's trying to figure it out, but again, Barraza's just targeting her. Oh! How the hell is it possible that you freaking hold left on that? Or right? Like, how do you hold active on that? Side air. And she's just trying to keep alive. The end sig. Side air. Oh, but the side sig from Thatch to break it all up. And it's going to be the 4 seed moving on once again. No major surprise there, if you were to ask me. Oh, really good game there from Barraza, but it was kind of Thatch there who really just stepped up in the bigger moments, in the moments he was needed. I mean, everybody played really well this game. Even Rayman played incredibly well. It was kind of just that Thatch, one, got that really good side sig opportunity and took it instantly, and two, it was just a really kind of slow start to the set in general. But now we get to see one of the people's favorites, not mine, but one of the people's favorites, in Koji and Kaya. Not my favorite team, but I respect it. Now, on the other hand, this is a team that I hope succeeds somewhat.
Cross.
I want them to make it to the third round. That's my goal for this team. If this team makes third round, I will kiss Val. I just want Val to succeed. I hate this. I hate both of these characters. Well, Cross not anymore. I actually like Cross. I hate Val with such a passion. 'Cause
Three,
everybody who
two,
plays Val
one,
pretty much
brawl.
either plays her the exact same, or you'll get that one weird dude who's like really, really, really hyper aggressive with her. But like he sucks, so it doesn't do anything. It's just annoying and obnoxious. If he's so hyper aggressive, it kind of comes off as passive since he doesn't hit anything, but he's pretty much unpunishable. I mean, right now, the double gauntlets is definitely doing something. We're seeing more of this double weapon combo. I mean, we had Kaya and Koji get third place. We have Nash and Arcadia get first. We have Bryn and Amethyst get second. These are all double axe, double spear, double bow. Speaking of double bow, we're seeing it right now. You know, just incredible spacing. Now we're seeing the double gauntlets. We've seen the double whammy before. You know, there's the double blasters for like Thatch and Barraza. There isn't one for Ragnar Dusk. You know, double lance there for Scarlet Ulgrim. Double hammer for Core and Patrick. Everything for Thor Raptor. The double orb even like a lot of these legends are kind of sticking to more than anything to 3 weapons rather than 4. Rather than having such a weapon disparity, they work on the same as Koji gets the double KO in classic Koji fashion, and he picks up the sword. But yeah, it just kind of it really just ends up resulting in like it just results in like a really really interesting dynamic of we get to see the same weapon more often, and we get to see the weapon that's probably more desired on this team more often. Like bow for this team has been by far the better weapon. Don't get me wrong, Koji's sword has come in really clutch in a lot of different scenarios. And, I mean, Kaya's spear, if you've seen Laura's, it's more than justified. Good recovery there from Val. You know, the double gauntlets has definitely served well as they've kept even with the red team. If not, they've had the lead for most of it, really. Good down suit. But yeah, it's insane. I don't have a better way of putting it. It's just the fact that these double like weapon teams are succeeding so well. It's so shocking. It's like in the first tournament, there wasn't really anything like this. Albeit, yeah, you know,
Shut down.
I mean, Zolemba win the whole thing. Yeah, you had you had Nai and Faye. That was really the only team that was repping it back then. Um, and Sentinel and Cassidy. Well, like then you had Moronics who had third, and they didn't have 2 of the same weapon. You had oh yeah, we also got double spear though with Mirage and Sun. But aside from Moronics, you had Ember and Chief. They didn't look so hot. Um, Ragnar Dusk. They don't have a similar weapon. It's just a lot of these teams that like the first tournament that was not the case, but kind of since then it has been. And the red team
Red
takes
team
game
wins.
one fairly convincingly as Kaya has the first 800 damage game of the tournament. Could be the only one, but I doubt it. Yeah, the explosiveness of both Kaya and Koji is probably the reason why they're so incredibly good. But I mean, Koji knows how to clean up stocks. Kaya knows how to clean up stocks. They both can go off for these high damage games, these incredibly high damage games that almost double the amount of damage that they've taken. Whereas the other team kind of just sits there and is like, well, we did, we did good. It's just this guy went crazy and pretty much did the exact same amount of damage that I did by myself twice over. My perfect example of this is Cross. Kaya pretty much did twice as much damage as Cross by herself. She did almost as much as Val and Cross combined. And that's just something that's crazy to me. Something that really should not be
Koji.
happening. But yeah, it happens, and they got 1,200 damage because of it. I mean, or I guess almost 1,300. They had 1,300 combined damage.
Three, two, one, brawl.
But yeah, like one game it's Kaya, the next game it's Koji, and you're just like, what? Both of these guys can go off for these high ass damage games? It's like, yeah, they both can just go off for 700, 600. Can both go off for it at the same time, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, what? They only had 500, but they were washing us because they only needed 500. And the pace that Koji and Kaya play at is kind of this read and react kind of play style. They'll hit you once, maybe see how you're feeling about it, maybe back off your AC teammate come in, and then all of a sudden they're back on your ass, which they can do because you don't really feel dexterity that much on Spear, albeit 6 is the best. I agree with Phazon on that. I feel like 6 is perfect. You don't really feel it on Bow because Bow is so spacey. And then the 8, 8 dex on Bow pretty much makes you feel like the Flash, and then high dex on Sword at all is the most annoying, aggravating, but effective thing I've ever seen. It's almost as bad as Drax Lance being unpunishable. Almost. God, 2021 was such a terrible year. Oh, oh. This is even. This is pretty much completely dead even. You got a ground pound there, Kai. You gotta support your teammate. Nope, Koji got it. Never mind. I lied. A little bit of extra team damage there. Another recovery as Val is disarmed, and just like that, the blue team is even more at a disadvantage than they were, despite the red team having a member on damn near black. That downer almost killed a downer. I mean, now both red team members are heavily damaged, and they will both fall here, so giving the blue team a little bit of an edge. But as soon as they take Val out, it's pretty much just another lead for the red team here. It's like I said, if they're both hot, it's kind of hard to stop a team with both members are hot. Even if both of your members are hot, it's just like when it's a team that's like when they're on. It's just one of those things where it's like you can't do much. What Cross is probably done. Like Cross will probably end up doing like 500 damage, but it's not enough. And Val, she's good, but is she 500 damage worthy? Maybe. She did 480 last time. She might do the 500 this time. But the splits mean nothing, if the other team is doing 200 more damage and finishing the stocks. Think about that. Double nair. And they both hit. Like, this isn't shit you see in like a regular Brawlhalla game. This is genuinely orchestrated. Cross ended up homie stocking, so that's very unfortunate. As Val's left to fend by herself. What if that will
Victory.
set it off? Yep.
Red team
Cross and Val get
wins.
2-0'd by the number 3. Yeah, another a 600 damage game from Kaya. Koji definitely played a little bit worse. Only by like 11 damage. I think same amount of stocks. But it was actually Val who faltered this time. Yeah, I picked up on that. But it's weird. Because it's like a team that should not work. Kaya and Koji, in my opinion, should not work. But they're both so powerful and explosive together that it works. There's no way to explain it whatsoever. Like, not one way to
Lin
explain it.
Fei. Lin Fei.
Let me just put the right stance on.
Shovel Knight.
So next we have Shovel Knight and Lin Fei going up against. Interesting.
Fenwild's Heart Ember.
Ember and Bodvar. Very, very interesting.
Bodvar, go.
I shall be right back for the last time, I think.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right, we back. Um, so far dead even. Interesting. Oh, that NC was almost bad. Recovery will take him out, and red team, both of them fall. I'm interested to see why Lin Fei picked Shovel Knight after such a disastrous tournament last time. Good cider. Maybe Lin Fei was looking for like another hero, or maybe she was thinking, maybe the fallout between Lin Fei and Nai was actually that Lin Fei thought she was hot shit and should start like, you know, instead of having them focus centrally on having Queen Nai like be the main offensive focus. Maybe Lin Fei was like, I want to actually be included in the rotation. I want to do more than the 3 to 500, 350 to like 450, 480 damage I'm doing pretty much every game. Oh, Lin Fei does not make it. So, Shovel Knight was more accommodating. He was like, yeah, I mean, I wanna kind of just, I wanna be included as well, but I don't want to take on the full role the way that Queen Nai is very willing to do that. Queen Nai is a Luka Doncic with defense. Queen Nai is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Queen Nai is a Luka Doncic with defense, whereas Lin Fei is very much like Jalen Brunson, where she wanted her own, she wanted her own place, her own little rotation, and she can definitely make it work. She's an incredible one selection. She can definitely work it out. It's just it all depends. Mind you, the only two legends here that actually have placement in ones are the Qatar legends, so that's very interesting.
Dominating.
Oh, oh, he makes it back. Good down air. Yeah, it's 3 stocks to 1. It doesn't look like Shovel Knight to be doing much. And I don't really want to blame Shovel Knight. He's had okay teammates. I think he teamed with Thea first, which is cancerously bad. And then secondly, he's teamed with Lin Fei, and I feel like this was kind of like a last second thing. Because like Shovel was like, yeah, I'm not playing with whoever the hell I played with last time again. That went terrible. I want a better teammate. And he was like, Lin Fei just got
Blue
third.
team win.
Lin Fei is very much known for doing shit like this. Bothvar 700 damage explosion. Crazy.
Linfei.
Game 2. But yeah,
Three,
it's
two,
interesting because
one,
of the
brawl.
way that like Lin Fei probably wanted to take more offensive load, and Quinn now was like, dude, it's not really amounting to anything. So how about we just look at what we got? And that's why they were starting to diverse on that. This should be the last time I leave my room. I completely forgot about my headset dying. And Bodvar falls first. This is already an improvement on the red team. I think after that game one, because that's their first game together, I think that Shovel was like, oh, okay, so she barely missed out on 400 damage, so that's not good. And apart from the she barely missed out on 400 damage, I'm kind of starting to see why she can't take as much offensive load. Having such like a defensive stat, and all that. So, so I think it's fair, and I think it's fair and good protection for Shovel to kind of go a little bit harder. So this is like, yeah, he's in position to figure out what to do. But I can do both. I can play that hard aggression. I can play hard. I can play strong. I can play this way. Done it before. I honestly kind of wanted to see Shovel and Blade together, but I didn't want to put them together. You know? Oh, oh! Oh, side Sigan. Yeah, this is all even, but the blue team has a deficit as the lower defense legend barely is the one who actually has enough second stock. Which is kind of
Dominating.
usually what you want, but it's also a disadvantage because now the higher defense legends probably get put on a poster for a little bit. Ground pound. What a good ground pound kind of stall out. Yeah, that's gonna be Boulevard's stock. Um, so far, first impressions, not impressed. It also is very standard, and kind of just very simple execution game. I think Lin Fei was like, I'm not being aggressive. I think Lin Fei was like, I'm not being aggressive, so that's what she focused on. Good side sig, not enough yet. Somehow in the hell, Careful at the same power the defense ratio. That's crazy. Kill by now, and that will definitely do it.
Red team
As
wins.
is it game three? Was it actually game three? I refuse to believe that was game three. No, because Bovar had 700 damage in the first game, and that was the last game. Yeah, okay. It's game two. Shovel Knight, incredible game. But yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Shovel Knight was like, all right, I gotta go harder now. You know, this will be a lot more difficult than I first anticipated. I gotta go harder. Right. All that jazz. No,
Three, two, one, brawl.
let's look at this. Let's analyze a little bit. Starting off, we're gonna see again that very early on we're going to see that. Let me speak. Oh my lord! Very early on, we're going to see that. Yeah, that these lower defense legends are either in a struggle or go off, and that's kind of what sets the tone. Seeing, who has the lowest defense, how long are they living? Your numbers starting to speed up a little bit more on the second stock, but it doesn't seem to be fast enough for Limpy to give a shit. Although, like, truly taking it seriously, they have pretty much a full stock lead, if not more. So yeah, this is really bad for the blue team as game three's not looking great at all. Yeah, now that Shovel Knight's like, alright, I gotta pick it up. And even Linfei picked it up a lot. Oh, there goes Linfei. Almost stopped there. But yeah, seeing as she was like, alright, yeah, I actually do have to pick this up a lot more than I thought I would. She's finally starting to understand a little bit more of this high offensive load that Freedown is taking off of her. This glorious 7, 8, 9, no, 7, 8, 6, 7, 800 damage games pretty much every game. So, yeah. Oh, oh. Yeah, there's really nothing the blue team can do
Dominating.
at this point as Linfei, as it says there, Linfei's dominating,
Victory.
and that will secure the
Red
victory.
team wins.
And yeah, Shovel and Fei end up going 2-0, 2-zip in a pretty noticeable upset over Bodvar and Fei, or Bodvar and Ember. So Fei clearly still got it. She's sticking around that 400 damage threshold, whereas we see again Shovel Knight taking most of that damaging load. which I know Faye's gonna be unhappy about it, but I think she realizes now with like after losing Queen Nine that yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said what I said when the most damage I'm really getting right now is 470, even with a new teammate. You know, if you really want to carry an offensive load, you gotta do more than 470. Ooh, goody. We get to see my
Mako.
favorite team come back. Not actually my favorite team, but damn near up there. I'd say they're definitely in contention as we're going to see them. It's going to be this
Artemis.
beautiful team of Mako Artemis Mako, however you want to say it. Those two are going to be together and they're facing off against Odd. Odd team is really the only way to describe it as they're facing off against
Lucian.
Lucian and Jala, who, statistically speaking, are polar opposites in most aspects. Outside of speed, they are literally opposites.
Bothalla.
Because Jala has. Actually, no, yeah, pretty much opposites, yeah. Because Jala has high dex and high power. Lucian can't kill for fucking shit, and his dex is pretty mid. Whereas he has high speed and high speed and decently high defense. High speed and mid defense, whereas she has low defense and mid speed. So yeah, very, very interesting how we have a glass cannon with a pretty tanky legend. And we're definitely going to
Three,
see how this
two,
plays out, but
one, brawl.
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. That is the only thing you can say, because, I mean, this is a very unorthodox team, but we've seen more unorthodox teams work together. As well, this is another team that doesn't have a single weapon in common. As a matter of fact, neither of these teams have a single weapon in common this time around. Which is very interesting, because I mean, Artemis and Mako are kind of tearing Lucy in a new ass right now. They're pretty much just tearing both players a new ass. And it's crazy because Jala's the one who's less damaged. I think they're purposely focusing that higher damage legend so that if they push him further out of zone, as he gradually flies out, they can get Jala a lot quicker with these team combos, as you see there. But of course, Artemis, rather than going for the 2v1, tries to get that edge guard. Doesn't succeed, and it's pretty much even now. Everybody's at red. And that Ensig will end up turning Artemis and Mako into team at the deficit, somehow. Artemis only needing pretty much a side air. For Lucian, probably a down air. So see finally Mako takes somebody's stock. That ground point might do it. Not enough, even that. That recovery, what a frickin' conversion. Good recovery there from Mako as she kind of steps up in that role. But yeah, these two kind of split off and did so terribly that I'm not surprised they teamed up. I had to team them up again after how bad they did separately. I did the same thing with Ragnar and guys. I was like, yeah, there's really no need to explain why I'm doing this. I think it's just y'all been so ass apart from each other that you kind of just, it's better off to put you back together. There are very few teams that I'm going to do that with. For example, Team Onyx is one of them that if, both Mirage and Onyx do so damn poorly, which isn't exactly going the worst for Onyx, if I'm not mistaken. I think they actually won. Or they haven't played yet, one of the two. I
Dominating.
know Mirage, her set is terrible. Yeah, because Onyx is bog, so we went for somebody more their pace. And yeah, 3 stocks to 1, it's not looking too good. It's really not looking too good for the red team. But yeah, like I said, this is a very unorthodox team that I feel like could definitely work well because of the decent speed that Jala has. She's fast enough to evade a multitude of attacks. And Lucian's just, and she's like strong enough to where it doesn't matter how, like, if you trade hits, it pretty much is very even. Where the freaking same cannot be said for Lucian. If you trade hits, it's pretty much even because he tickles you, but you're tickling him.
Victory.
And yeah, it'll end up being
Blue
1-0
team wins.
for the blue team so far, as Artemis played like
Mako.
doo-doo. play like poo poo caca. And 100% the reason why they lost. Not even 400 damage.
Three,
Whereas
two,
Jala did 600 and
one,
Lucy did like
brawl.
500, I think. And then Cosmico also did really well. Mako, how do you say that? This is a team that needs both members to execute. And they need to execute well. They can't just execute. They have to execute at a higher level than they have before. If they're not executing properly, they're not going to win anything. The reason why they struggled so far, like so much in the first tournament, had to do with Mako, actually. Mako was always getting off to slow starts in the sets, and I would usually put them like a game or two behind. And then they, eventually they would like claw back or whatever. But it's crazy. It was good shit there from Artemis. Whereas now, it's kind of the opposite. At one point, they were both pretty much getting off to decent starts, and then just slowly progressing as the sets went on. But now, oh shit, the looking at yeah, it is. Okay, with that side arrow will be. Yeah, now it's kind of just become Mako's getting hot really quickly, but Artemis is kind of focusing on the blocking ones, or just is not getting into the zone fast enough. That's how this tournament has been going so far for them. In these, what, 2 games? Yeah, Artemis was a little bit more of a wake-up, so I think that loss definitely was a wake-up call for her to step into this role. And, they have a lead, probably thanks to Mako, but a lead nonetheless, so something I'd appreciate, especially considering that Jala's only 2 stocks. Because again, as good as as preferable as it is to have the lower, like a person with lower defense, have more stocks, it becomes okay. We target the dude with high defense, and then we keep sending him far away until the dude, more stocks, kind of just gets bullied to death. Since he has low defense, you can't really let him. Oh, tie game. No, blue team takes a lead. Not a big one considering Joe is probably a side area away from death. A side area away from death, like I said. And while Lucio was pretty dark orange, I mean, so far my suspicions are correct. The red team's going to take game 2. But if this is playing out, of course, Lucio pulls at a perfect stock, or they get some kind of cheese to, take other stocks, maybe even both, and kind of win this game that way. For example, like both of them getting blasted to all shit by Jala because Jala's insane. That's definitely a coincidence. Yeah, it's definitely not the fact that Jala's like actually really good and has had the right partner. Jala's left alone right now, but she does have the most health. This is very winnable for Jala. Oh, this became so much less winnable. That Cider might do it actually. I don't think she has the chops. She has the dodges. Oh, she could not make it.
Red team wins.
Luki, Artemis, and Mako taking game 2, even though Jala went crazy. Everybody went crazy. Holy hell! Jala did 710, but fucking Artemis did 815, the second 800 damage game today. She went bonkers. And the thing is, the supporting cast did around the same amount of damage. Like, that was really, really good. I mean, that was an amazing game from Artemis. 815, 5 stocks.
Mako.
By far the best performance yet. No, Artemis definitely stepped up. Oh shit. She got her back in
3,
butt.
2, 1,
She got her
brawl.
get back the way Kaya kind of. It's like, oh shit, maybe I should punish her a little harder. Instead of sub 400 damage I did. It's like the biggest I'm sorry is to just, rather than apologize, the next match or the next game, if you have one, is just to go off. I think that's like the best way to describe it. We'd rather don't apologize. I think it's better to just perform. really eating. I'm falling asleep. I'm probably gonna have to postpone the rest of this tomorrow. I am so exhausted. All I've done today is play basketball. That's the only way I can put it. I've just been playing basketball all day. I am so tired. Like I think I'm gonna finish winners round one and then kind of do what I did last time. Where I do losers round one and all the way down to top 16 total. You know, not touching the third round at all. Because that's pretty much the only healthy way to keep me awake right now. I've got one, like three sets left. Winners probably. Probably less than that. Because like Artemis and Mako are what, the 10th or 11th seed? I mean, that was a crazy overtake with anything. This could definitely be 20 and 40 though, if you go big hits. Right now, the Artemis and Mako definitely proving why they made that, you know, that ninth placement. Technically placing in the top 10. Oh shit. No, Mako's dead. They're not Mako, Artemis. This is bad, because, I mean, Artemis is the most damage. If they take her out, it's pretty much curtains there. They will take her out. No dinner. The guitar's coming out. This is explosion at its finest. Oh, don't say. Another downing, down pony. Oh, she lost her recovery. She lost her recovery. That done might be enough. And it will be, unfortunately,
Victory.
1,000.
Blue team wins.
Yeah, it's damn near 12 in the morning. I'm exhausted beyond belief. Jala with another amazing game. I mean, everybody played really well, so just Jala stood out. Damn near doing 700. That's probably the thing that cemented, of course, outside of that 2v1. Being handled so well. But yeah, that's gonna end up being it for this first stream. I know it's only like what 2 hours long. Yeah, 2 hours long. I say only as if they're usually supposed to drag on this long. But yeah, so far only 2 hours long. Don't worry, I will continue this tomorrow. I'll actually promise myself to continue it. Um, Not when I wake up though, because when I wake up, I gotta cut the grass. Then after that, I gotta probably do some basketball training. Kind of keep improving on that. Maybe some weightlifting. There's this fight that I want to go see. Um, it's not like a boxing match or anything. It's just I got invited to see these girls fight, and I was like, fuck it, why not? I haven't seen a fight since my freshman year. That's 2 years ago now, and I'd like to see. Like I haven't seen a fight in person specifically, but I'd like to see a fight in person once again. And honestly, those girls are loud. The best way I can put it is loud. They're freshmen. Yeah. I guess something I'll look forward to next is Cora and Patrick. They're back. That team, they're back, and they're facing off against SpongeBob and Onyx. So there's definitely a little bit of bad blood with between SpongeBob and Patrick, seeing as Patrick had the opportunity to team with SpongeBob. I actually gave him that chance. I was like, listen, man, if you want to team up with SpongeBob, and I genuinely asked like a Patrick, I was like, if you want to team up with SpongeBob for this this combat tournament, I'll happily do it. And he was like, no. And I was like, then what Brawlhalla would you rather want? He said Core, and I was like, well, I guess we're getting Core. So yeah, and I wanted to accomplish. Awesome. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the night. Yeah, just have a